Okay. Okay. Good morning, everyone. So, we are in basics of cost audit. So, what we'll do is we'll directly skipping to the next concept. After completion of concept 5 and concept 6, we'll again revise. Okay. Now, we are in concept number 5, benefits of cost information. Before getting into benefits of cost information, we will see benefits of cost audit. Like, what are the benefits of cost audit? We already know some benefits of cost audit, as we have seen the scope of cost audit. Scope of cost audit is nothing but advantages of cost audit. So if any entity is into cost audit, then they can have some advantages, like they can cost control, they can take it into decision making, and all those are also advantages. But we have some benefits which are told by here the International Federation of Accountants. These International Federation of Accountants told us regarding some benefits of cost audit. What did they told? They didn't say anything new. The same dabba has been repeated again. Helps to ascertain whether organization records are maintained to give a true and fair view or not. So why cost audit is being done? To verify whether the all accounts, records, whatever they are maintaining, they are true and fair or not. What does it mean by true and fair? It should be based on the regulations, laws and rules. If it is based on rules and regulations, then that is true and fair. To give what? This true and fairness should be based on cost of production, regarding processing, regarding manufacturing, and regarding mining of product. For all this, some records are being maintained. That records has to be in true and fair view manner. That is the first advantage or the benefit of cost audit, which is told by International Federation of Accountants. And then it helps to identify weakness in the cost accounting system. For this, we have seen lots of examples. Like if any new project is being launched or any old project is there, through which the benefit is not much higher, but the cost is incurred to that product which is higher. So cost is higher, but the benefit is lower. So they can discontinue that process because that is the weakest one in the entire thing. So helps to identify weakness in the cost accounting system. Helps to drive down cost by detecting wastage and inefficiencies. If we find waste, we can reduce the cost by eliminating that particular waste. Assist government in helping to formulate taxation policies. We have proper records, we have proper statements through which cost can be find out, and we can know what is the profit. So government will also know how much tax we have to pay to the government. So these are the 4 benefits of cost audit, which has told by whom? International Federation of Accountants. First is to ascertain whether organization records are true and fair, not only for one thing, but for cost of production, processing, manufacturing, and for mining of product, and to identify whether there are any weakness in the cost accounting system. The TV is so far, even your messaging I can't see. Okay. Helps to drive down cost by detecting wastage and inefficiencies, and it will help to assess government to find what is the taxation policy which is applicable to that particular entity. These are the benefits of cost audit. Now coming to next, benefits of cost information. This benefits of cost audit are only given in the handwritten notes, not in the concept book. Okay. Here benefits of cost information is not given in the handwritten notes, given in the concept book. Okay. Sorry. Now, this question is being asked for 7 marks in the examination. They are just asking in such a way that state regarding benefits of cost information or state regarding benefits of cost audit. Both the questions, the answer is same. First, you have to write what is cost information benefit, and then you have to write benefits of cost audit, whatever we have discussed regarding International Federation of Accountants. Okay. So you have to first write cost information benefits, and then you have to write cost audit benefits. Clear? Now, what is benefits of cost information. This has been told by expert committee. We have seen in 2008 an expert group was set up by the government, isn't it? So that expert group have analyzed and gave us some cost information benefits. What are those benefits? We'll see. Now, first is cost information use. This enables organizations to structure, understand and communicate cost with the stakeholders. They'll know what is the cost, not only the entire cost, but segment wise cost also they will know. How much is the cost for material, how much is the cost for labor, how much is the cost for one unit, one department, one plant, one project. Each and everything in detail they'll know. By that, what will happen is, if any stakeholder or shareholder is coming and asking regarding anything, they can easily explain that this is the cost which we are putting into this particular product. For example, there is any kind of inflation in the market, or if there are any kind of, now the recent thing is COVID. So because of COVID, what happened? The prices of each and every product has been raised up. So what happened? If any shareholder is coming and asking why the cost of this particular product has raised by our entity, then what they can say, one, the reason would be inflation or any kind of these circumstances happened in the market because of which we have increased the prices. So they will know what is the exact reason for cost higher or cost lower. So they can do anything, but for doing anything, a proper reason should be there, which will be given by this cost information. So shareholders or stakeholders or customers, whoever want to know about cost, they can just look into this cost information and know what is happening in that entity. Second is assessing performance. Costing is vital for evaluating organizational performance. Now, if we are knowing about cost, then we will be able to know about profit, isn't it? Now, if costs are higher, then the profit would be higher. If costs are lower, the profit would be lower. Not regarding the market conditions, like whether the demand is there or not, we are not going into that part. Okay. Now, if the costs are this much, the profit margin is this much and the sale price is this much. We know each and every category. Now, whether how the organization is performing, whether we able to know or not, whether the products are being sold in the market or not, we will be able to know at least a basic thing, not the entire how much the customers are coming and buying the products, not about all that, but we will able to know that okay, at least if we have produced 50 products, 20 products are being sold in the market right after the production, which means the organization is performing okay. So whatever we are producing is getting into the market and people are okay with that product and people need that product, isn't it? So if we are knowing about the cost and whatever the cost information is there, the organization performance can be detected, isn't it? So they can plan, this could be the performance in the future. Now if we are putting a cost of any product to be 20 rupees and we have done a proper analysis that public will come and buy the product if the price is 20. If the price is 30, the public will not be in that stage to buy that product. They'll think that prices of that product is much higher. So we have analyzed and we have put the cost to be 20. So we can analyze that this could be the organization performance. So for this particular financial year, my costs are about 2 lakh rupees. And I estimate that with this cost, I can get the profit of around 4 lakh rupees, isn't it? So just by looking into this cost information, I am being to assess what will be my performance in the coming future. So we will be able to know about the organization performance just by looking into the cost information, not the exact performance, but we will be able to analyze what is the organization performance. Shareholder and stakeholder value. As we know what is the profit, as we know whether profit will be there or not, now itself we will know what is the per share value, what is this shareholder value and what is this stakeholder value. Operation efficiency, whether the operations are done in the proper manner or not. If we are incurring any cost for any operation and we are not getting the return from that operation, we can close that operation, isn't it? So we'll be able to assess what is the operational efficiency. It provides insights into resource efficiency, waste management and allocation policies. Sorry for my bad throat. So just by looking into cost information, what all we will be able to know? One, we will be able to know regarding the organization performance. Second, we will be able to know regarding the shareholder and stakeholder value. Third, we will be able to know what is the operation efficiency. And fourth, how much resources we are being used in that particular organization. So resource efficiency will also know whether we are optimally utilizing the resources, or we are underutilizing, or we are overutilizing the resources. Next, we will be able to know regarding the waste management, and we will be able to know regarding the allocation policies. Just a moment. Because of change of climate from Chennai to Hyderabad, it's very bad. Okay. Now, third point is scope of costing. It covers how much is the cost of product. It will tell us how much is the cost of process, and it will also tell us regarding resource related information. For each and every product, how much resources I am using. For example, how much water I am using, how much electricity I am using for making this particular product in one process. I'll be able to know each and every subdivision of things across the organization functions and the value chain. It helps appraise actual performance against strategies. Now, before getting into production itself, we'll have some budget, we'll have some strategies, like this has to be done like this. Now, actual might differ, isn't it? Whatever we have strategically decided before the production will not happen in the actual production. There will be variances definitely. Now, if while looking into that production itself, like from one step to another step, when the production is getting on, I'll be able to know whether the strategies are getting implemented correctly or not in the actual performance. If I assess when there are only some variances, the production department will not be concerned so much. But if there are higher variances, they'll try to control that variances to meet whatever they have decided in the earlier stage. This will be helpful only if they have a proper cost information. Now, the budget they have decided to be some 10 crore rupees for one project. Now, while the project is going on only, they'll be able to know that they will be divided. Like in the first stage, only 2 crores has to be expended. In the third stage, only 5 crores has to be expended. For each and every part, they will be subdivided regarding the budget. Now, when the stages are going on, they will be able to know whether the budget is exceeded or whether the budget is standard. So, when if budget is exceeded, what they will try to do? They will control. Wherever the excess expenditure is being done, wastage expenditure is being done, they will try to control everything. This will be only helpful if they have cost information. So, they will be able to know what is the product and process cost, and regarding resource related information, and they will be able to know regarding the actual performance against the strategies. Next is regarding the decision support. Here in your strategic cost management paper or in your CMA inter cost subject, you will do some make or buy decisions. Do you remember this? Make or buy decisions. These are nothing but decision making process. Like if I have to make the product in my own plant, or I have to buy, we will do the actual analysis. Wherever the cost is lower, we'll get into that particular thing. And you will also do the analysis for which project to be chosen. We'll have 3 projects in our hand. Which project is more profitable to us? We'll go into that particular thing. Now, will we able to do that analysis without cost information? No. If only cost information is there, we will be able to do the decision making. So, for decision making process, cost information is very vital support. Okay. Effective cost supports both regular and non-routine decisions. Even if it is irregular, like whether the raw materials has to be purchased from this supplier or this supplier, whether the production has to be done in this particular department or that particular department. These are what? Routine and regular decisions. Non-routine decisions comes to make or buy decision or getting into this project or this project. Those are non-routine decisions. Those will be done only in a once a period. Meeting customer expectations and profitability targets. This regarding the budgets what we have discussed. So how much is the targeted profit and how much is the actual profit, we will be able to know regarding the cost information. And regarding the customer expectation. Now what customer is expecting to be the price of this particular product. If customer wants only 20 rupees to be a price of profit, I have to analyze what will be my profit margin and I have to analyze cost. What should be the cost? I'll do what? Reverse analysis. Now only the profit, like the price of that product will be 20 rupees in the market. Now the cost should be only 15 rupees. Only then I'll be have a profit of 5 rupees. I'll do the back analysis to know what is the exact cost of that particular product. Assisting in continuous improvement of resource utilization. So timely we have to update what is the resource utilization. Guiding product mix and investment decisions. As we have seen, like make or buy the product, like product mix decisions can be helpful, and investment decisions. Investing in this particular project or this particular project. So it will help in decision support. Next, data consistency. Working from a common data source ensures reconcilable output reports for different audiences. Now, a company is that company is putting all its data regarding cost information into one data source. Now what happens is, if one department or one sector of that organization to be a one branch of that organization want to know about that cost information and want to check whether the all branches are following that or not. Now, if there is a common data source for everything, that will be easy for them to look after. If there is no proper data source, then what will happen? Each and every branch will have that cost information with them itself. Now, how the reconciliation will be done? Like, what is the exact branch? What is the records which are there in the main branch? Branches will have separate records. Main branch will have separate records. That should be reconciled, isn't it? Now that has to be reconciled, isn't it? If reconciliation is not done, what will happen? When cost auditor is coming and checking, he'll put everything into block list, isn't it? So working from common data source ensures reconcilable output reports for different audiences. Whether it could be auditors, shareholders, stakeholders, customers, whoever they are coming and looking for a cost information, if the company is using a common data source, that will help each and every one. So this is regarding the benefits of cost information. What all are the benefits of cost information? First, there will be a proper cost structure which can be understood by each and every one. It could be a customer, shareholder, or a stakeholder. So for that, a proper cost structure has to be there. That will be only done if there is a proper cost information. Second, it will help us to know what is the actual organization performance, and it will help us to know what is the shareholder and stakeholder value. It will help us to know what is the operational efficiency. At the same time, resource efficiency, waste management, and allocation policies will be helpful if we know regarding the cost information. Now, it will help us to know what is the product cost, process cost, and resource related information. At the same time, we'll know whether we are meeting the standard with the actual or not. It will help us in decision making, and it will help us if we are maintaining a proper data source for each and everything. Then if any other audiences are coming and looking into cost information, they will be able to know the entire cost of the organization. So these are the benefits of cost information. Clear? Sorry. Any doubts? No doubts? Am I that clear? You're not at all getting any doubts? Okay. So if a question regarding this is being asked in your examination, whatever the question is, even if it is regarding the cost audit benefits or even if it is regarding cost information benefits, you have to write both. Okay? Because ICMAI suggested answer tells that. Okay. Not because I am telling that, ICMAI itself, they gave suggested answer, like whatever the question is, they'll give both benefits of cost information and benefits of cost audit. Okay. Now, coming to concept 6, cost accounting standards. Regarding this cost accounting standards, we will see in the unit 4, overview of cost accounting standards and GESAP. Okay. Now, what are these cost accounting standards? Cost accounting standards are designed to ensure uniformity and consistency. As we have already discussed one example, see, for example, there is a company called as XYZ Limited, and the proprietor or the owner of that company is some X, already XYZ Limited, X is the proprietor. Okay. Now, X is the proprietor of that company. Now, X want to know what is the exact details or the report of the everything. Now, what he want to do is, he want to do audit. And he has trust issues, he will not trust anyone. So, what he is doing? He is going to A, B, C, D and E. These are 5 accountants. So, he is going to all the 5 accountants and giving one copy of his information to all the 5. And he is asking them to analyze and give him a report. Now, all these 5 are giving different reports because they are not following any rules, any regulation, any standard. So, they will do how they will analyze the information according to their own will, they will see. Now, proprietor, will he be able to compare each and everything? Now, whatever the analysis given by all the 5, will he be able to compare? No, because there isn't any standard followed by each and everyone. Now, when the comparison can be done, when a proper standard is used, a proper structure is used in the analysis. Like if the cost information has to be analyzed only in this particular manner, then there will be a comparison thing. And there needs to be uniformity, like from one company to another company also, they have to use the proper standard. In this cost accounting standards, all kind of information they'll give, like how cost should be identified, how we have to identify the cost, how we have to assign the cost, how we have to measure the cost, and how the cost has to be presented in the cost statements, and how it has to be disclosed, like what all should be disclosed. All these things will be given in the cost accounting standards. So, if any company is there, if they are following this cost accounting standards, then all the companies will identify the cost in the similar manner, they will measure the cost in the similar manner, and they will present the cost in the similar manner. In such a way, what will happen? If the outside person, like a normal common man, if he is going into any company to details and if he want to analyze, then he will be able to know that this particular standard has been used. So, he can compare both the things, not normal us. If the investor is that, he will know regarding all these things. So, if he is going into any 2 companies, he will be able to analyze and compare both the companies' statements. So, cost accounting standards are designed to ensure that there is a uniformity in all the companies, and there should be a consistency, which means if one cost accounting standard is being used for one particular year, that has to be followed in the subsequent years also. If they are changing frequently, what will happen? The comparison will miss. For example, this financial year I am following LIFO method. Next year I am following FIFO method. Then there will be no comparison at all, because obviously the amounts will differ because I am using different methods. So, there has to be consistency when following from one particular year to the other year. So, it ensures uniformity and consistency in cost accounting principles and practices. This has been issued by Institute of Cost Accountants of India. So what happens is ICAI is there. This has established a cost accounting standard board. Okay. Why? To check what are the cost accounting standards which are commonly applicable for all companies. So this cost accounting standard board will analyze regarding all the companies, like different companies, and they will bring the common cost accounting standards which could be applicable for each and everything. Now if there is only a cost accounting standard which can be applicable for a company, will that be applicable for manufacturing entity? No. So what this cost accounting standard board will do, they will analyze and bring a common cost accounting standards which could be applicable for each and every one. Okay. Now this cost accounting standard board will issue cost accounting standards. For now we have around 24 cost accounting standards. All this cost accounting standards, like 24, we'll discuss in our syllabus. Okay. So the Institute of Cost Accountants of India established the Cost Accounting Standards Board to create these standards. What are the major objectives of cost accounting standards? So that there has to be a structured approach, and integration and standardization should be there. For all the companies, only one rule is there. That rule is Maheshmati rule, should be applicable for all. Sorry. So if one rule is there, that has to be applicable to each and everyone. So it is integration and standardization. Guidance for uniformity. So it should be uniform for each and everyone. Compliance, it is a regulatory compliance. Government is telling us to implement that. If COVID is came and lockdown is implemented, then you have to follow lockdown. Isn't it? You have to sit at your homes. Support for attestation and clear understanding. If they are using cost accounting standards, then each and everyone who doesn't know about cost accounting standards also, they will get idea by looking into that cost information. Okay, both the companies are following a structured format. So I can compare. I don't know regarding the format details, but I can see that both are common. So I will be able to compare easily. So understanding is possible and attestation is possible. So these are the objectives of cost accounting standards. That should be a structured approach. Integration and standardization should be there. Guidance for uniformity, compliance, and support for attestation and clear understanding. Clear? Regarding this cost accounting standards, in detail we'll see in the further unit. Clear? Having any doubts on cost accounting standards? No doubts? Okay. Now, what we'll do is, we'll revise whatever we have seen and we'll move to workbook. Okay. Now, from start, what we have seen regarding cost audit definition. I'm telling you, in cost and management audit, whatever the question is being asked, if it is being asked from section A cost audit, first your definition should be cost audit. Okay. Second, if it is asking from management audit, write definition of management audit. The first point should be your definition. If it is from forensic audit, write forensic audit is. If it is from anti-money laundering, write the definition of money laundering. First point should be your definition and then get into the answer. Okay. Now, first of all, what is cost audit definition? It is an independent examination of cost records, cost statements, and other related information of an entity with a view to express an opinion thereon. These 3 points should be included. First is independent examination of cost records, cost statements, and other related information of an entity with a view to express an opinion thereon. This is the definition of cost audit. Now, regarding cost accounting, we have seen this cost accounting definition is not important, but you have to know regarding that. That's what I have given here. It is a process of identification, classification, measurement, and assignment of cost to various cost objects. That is cost accounting. Principles, practices, and procedures regarding cost accounting are given in cost accounting standards. Principles, practices, procedures regarding cost auditing are given under standards of cost auditing. Now, standards are not to be remembered but to be practiced by making this part of our work culture. This is not said by me but ICMAI itself. Okay. Now, regarding this example, we have seen whether a cost auditor is there, can he rely on the other auditor or expert's decision and report? He can rely upon. If it is necessary and if it is reasonable to do so, then he can rely on the other auditor or expert's report. Now, regarding scope of cost audit, we have seen here what is the primary objective of cost audit: to ensure that there is accuracy of cost data and to accumulate and exactly compute what is the cost of the product. Now, what is the scope? If we have seen, it is not just a compliance tool, but it has a wider scope. First is we can have a control over element wise cost. Second, sale price and margin can be decided. Third is decision support will be there. Fourth, we can know what is the standard and we can, based on that, we can create the budget. Fifth is we can improve the overall efficiency of the organization. This is the scope of cost audit, 5 points. Okay, don't just write the heading and write something in that. Okay. Now, regarding genesis of cost audit, we need not know regarding everything. Now, you have to know that in 1950s, there was a company called as Dalmia Jain Companies, and they have done all this kind of frauds. Because of that, government has appointed whom? Vivian Bose Commission, Datta Commission, and Aftari Sastry Committee. These three have been established by the government. For what reason? To know what is the exact cost structure in that particular era. And they have recommended regarding effective system of cost accounting and cost audit, and to improve the system of corporate disclosures. After this fraud, what happened? Cost audit and maintenance of cost data were considered as an important instruments. Now, in 1944, what happened? ICWAI has established under Companies Act 1913. After that, in 1959, ICWAI has established as a separate statutory body under Cost and Work Accountants Act 1959. In 2012, ICWAI has renamed into ICAI. History of cost audit. In 1965, what happened? Cost audit was introduced in Companies Act 1950 into two sections. Section 233B for cost audit and section 209 subsection 1 clause D as cost records. From 1965 to 2008, what happened? Only 44 industries were covered. In 2008, an expert group was appointed by the government. In 2009, they give a proper report for it. And in 2011, what happened? Mandatory guidelines for application of cost records and cost audit has brought in for not all companies, only for manufacturing, mining and processing of operations. In 2014, Companies Cost Records and Audit Rules 2014 has brought under Companies Act 2013. Next, we have seen regarding objectives of cost audit. Objectives are divided into two. One is general objectives, other is social objectives. The common point for both general and social objectives is optimum utilization of resources. Now coming to general objectives, it will help us to verify the cost accounts, ensure that all prescribed procedures are followed, determine regarding inventory valuation, to facilitate fixation of prices of goods and services, to detect whether there is any abnormal loss, and to know regarding any fraud is being happened in the company, and periodical reconciliation of cost accounts and financial accounts. These are general objectives inside the company, whatever it is happening. Coming to social objectives, to verify the price of product is justifiable. If there is any differences, to eliminate the differences. If the product is in global market, to avoid whether there is a cost-based economic imbalance, and to have a efficient utilization of resources. These are objectives of social objectives of cost audit. Then we have seen regarding benefits of cost audit. This has been given by whom? International Federation of Accountants. What are those? First is whatever the cost records are being made by the company, those are true and fair according to cost of production, processing, manufacturing and mining of product. And it will help to identify whether there is any weakness in the cost accounting system. And it will help to drive down cost by eliminating the wastage and inefficiencies. And it will help government to know what is the taxation policy. These are benefits of cost audit. Coming to benefits of cost information, we have seen regarding cost information use, like how it will be useful. Then we have seen regarding performance identification of the company. Then we have seen the scope of costing. Then it will help in decision support, and it will help for data consistency. These are benefits of cost information. Clear till now? Having any doubts? No doubts? This is basics of cost audit. Okay. Now moving on to our workbook questions. Now this is cost audit workbook. Wait, it will come to you. Okay, this is cost audit workbook, which I have done for December 2024 attempt. I'm not going to give the same book to you. I'll give you a revised one which is being updated now. That will be given to you as a hard copy. Okay, it will take some time. By this month end, it will be in front of you. Okay, so this is cost audit workbook. For basics of cost audit, those questions are only there. Okay, because in this particular attempt, no question from basics of cost audit was there. Okay, this question was asked in June 24 attempt for 7 marks. In my material, which question is there, in which attempts that is being asked, that will also be given to you. Okay, what is the question which is asked in June 24? What is scope of cost audit? Did we discuss? Yes. So scope of cost audit, you have to write. First, you have to write what is the definition of cost audit. This is not given by the ICMAI. Okay, in this workbook, whatever the answers are there, every answer will be ICMAI suggested answer. Okay, only for this particular question I have changed to let you know how you have to write. Okay, if you are writing whatever the ICMAI suggested answer is there in your exam answer paper, you will not get 7 marks. Okay, ICMAI suggested answer is to know what all points you have to include in your answer, but the presentation should be different. So first you have to write cost audit definition, then you have to write what all you know regarding the cost audit. It will help to have the verification of correctness of costing techniques, cost systems, cost accounts, and it ensures records are maintained for the purpose of accurate and correct. Like this is the objective, primary objective of cost audit, whatever we have discussed, that you will write. Then you have to write the wider scope of cost audit. At last you have to write cost audit is not just a compliance tool, but it is beyond compliance. So this is scope of cost audit. Okay, now coming to question number 2. This has been asked in December 2023 for 7 marks. Benefits of cost audit, did we discuss? Okay, so this is cost information use, benefits of cost information, what we have discussed, and then you have to continue with benefits of cost audit, like International Federation of Accountants, what all the 4 points are that you have to discuss. Then what are the social objectives of cost audit? 4 social objectives asked for 6 marks. This is how the questions will be in your exam paper. Okay, the answer in ICMAI material itself will be this much, but that will be asked for 7 marks. Now how you have to present it, it's up to you. You have to put all of your skills, whatever you have. Like by looking into that question, what all you can see. I can see regarding objectives. I'll write whatever I know regarding objectives. I've seen regarding cost audit. Whatever I know regarding cost audit, I'll write. After that, I'll come to exact question which is as social objectives. Okay. Now, coming to general objectives of cost audit, it is given in December 2021 for just 4 marks. But many points are there. Okay. In our ICMAI material, level points are there, but I have compiled it and given only those points which will you be able to remember. Okay, so only those small points which you will be able to remember I have given to you. If you are remembering that and writing those 8 points, then that's sufficient. Okay, now at last, what is genesis of cost audit? This hasn't been asked till the examination, but it is given in the ICMAI material. At last, questions will be given. No? In that, this question is being asked. What is genesis of cost audit? If this question is asked in the examination, then whatever we have discussed from 1950s, you have to write everything. Okay. Timestamps for that genesis of cost audit is very, very important. Even a theoretical question is not asked. MCQs are asked from that genesis of cost audit. Clear? Having any doubts? No doubts? Basics of cost audit clear? So the weightage of basics of cost audit is 9 marks. Okay. One 7 marks question could be asked, or else MCQs can be asked. If 7 marks question is not asked, only 4 marks will be your weightage. Okay. So minimum weightage will be 4 marks, maximum will be 9 marks. Clear? Any doubts? No doubts? Okay. So what you will do is, in this 3 minutes, you will again revise what all we have seen. For till now what we did, I have revised. You have just listened. Okay. Now you will see what all there in that particular thing. Okay. Now from your concept book, see what all we have discussed. what I suggest for cost and management auditors, maintain a separate notebook. Okay, I'll give you handwritten notes that is written by me. Exam will not be written by me. Exam will should be written by you. You have to write the exams. So what you should do, I'll give in detailed explanation in the handwritten notes, isn't it? Only the important points you have to write. You have to write all the bullet points. Like this cost audit, the basics of cost audit, we have discussed for 3 days. Like every day, the class was 50 minutes or something like that. So exactly 2.5, like 2 hours, 45 minutes, we have discussed this basics of cost audit. But entirely we have revised it in less than 10 minutes, isn't it? So if you are writing those bullet points, you will be able to just see like a robo. Like you'll just do like this in the basics of cost audit. Okay. So that's how you have to revise the day before the examination. Okay. So go home today. What all there in this particular book, revise everything, close the book and write it in your handwritten notes. Okay. Whatever notes you are preparing, don't copy. Ma'am told me to write, I'll write by copying. No. Okay. Close the book and then write it as a bullet points in your notes. That will help you the day before examination. Now you will think, why I have to write? But the day before examination, you will know how to revise, and in your examination, you will know how to do the sentence formation. You know the concept. You know what to write. You understand the question and you know what is the answer. But you don't know how to sentence format. Okay, you need to know sentence formation from now itself. In that time, you'll only remember is, the, a. Only you'll put all those small words into your answer. So from now, you have to prepare like how you have to format the sentence and how you have to present the answer. Okay, everything should be in a point wise only. No paragraphs are allowed. Don't write any movie stories. Okay. Even if it is very favorite to you, don't write that in ICMAI examination. Write each and every point in a point-wise manner. Okay? And that point should not be 4 lines or 5 lines. First point 5 lines, second point 5 lines. No. Each and every point should be only 1 line or 2 lines. Okay? Because the examiner will only have patience to read that. Okay? He will not have so much patience to read all the paragraphs which you have written. Only 1 line or 2 lines answer should be there. For each and every point, 1 line gap should be there. Okay, neatly write. Even in your notes which you are preparing, write it in such a way, because it will help you to practice yourself in your exam paper. Clear? No doubts from basics of cost audit. Next class we'll move to next unit, companies cost records and audit rules 2014. That is very important. Okay. That's it. YouTube students, do you have any doubts? If no doubts, we'll end this session today. We have completed basics of cost audit. Please revise whatever we have discussed. Okay, I hope everything is clear to you. Bye. We'll see you in the next class. Clear, ma'am. Thank you.